What we have discovered is that numerous features of the Kuiper Belt, a field of icy debris beyond the orbit of Neptune, can be understood if the solar system possesses an additional ninth planet that resides well beyond the orbits of the known planets.
When we looked at the outer solar system, we realized that while most of the very distant objects, these objects beyond Neptune, beyond Pluto, most of these objects, they all go around the sun and they're all sort of pointing off in all different directions. But the most distant objects all swing out in one direction in a very strange way that shouldn't happen. And we realized that the only way we could get them to all swing in one direction is if there is a massive planet also very distant in the solar system, keeping them in place while they all go around the sun. And we started looking at this and thinking, this must be either a coincidence or it's caused by something else. It can't be caused by a planet because that's crazy. There are no planets out there. I went from trying very hard to be skeptical that what we were talking about was true to suddenly thinking, oh, this actually might even be true.
So the object itself likely is more massive than the Earth, probably a little bit less massive than Neptune. It sits right in between that terrestrial to giant icy planet range. Its orbit, unlike the orbits of the known planets, is not nearly circular and planar. Instead, it is exceptionally wide, 20 times bigger than the orbit of Neptune. The orbital period of the Earth is, of course, 1 year. Right? The orbital period of Jupiter, the big player in our solar system, is about 10 years. The orbital period of this putative ninth planet is 20,000 years.
We have nothing like it in the solar system, so it's new for us. It is, however, the most common mass of planets that have been found around all of the other stars. People have always looked at all these other planets in this strange mass range and said, wow, I wonder what these are. I don't know what these are because we don't have anything like it in the solar system. Looks like maybe we do. There are many telescopes on the Earth that actually have a chance of being able to find it. And I think that many people will be inspired to use their telescopes. I'm really hoping that as we announce this, people start a worldwide search to go find this ninth planet.
History shows us that it's a bad idea to consistently say we have now reached the end of the solar system and there's nothing beyond what we already know.
And all those people who are mad that Pluto is no longer a planet can be thrilled to know that there's a real planet out there still to be found.
The region of the solar system that we know best extends about 30 astronomical units. That's the distance from the Sun to Neptune. Beyond Neptune, space gets colder and more sparsely populated. Comets and other objects still get caught in the Sun's gravity, but they go around it in slow, elongated loops. 6 of those objects are shown here. The one in magenta is a dwarf planet called Sedna. It's a little smaller than Pluto, and it takes more than 11,000 years to go once around the Sun. The shape of the orbits went unexplained for a while, but recently astrophysicists at Caltech realized that some other object must be interfering, pulling on Sedna and the rest. Today, the Caltech team is revealing the source of that interference. It's a large object hundreds of astronomical units from the Sun. For now, they call it Planet 9.
There's no need to panic, but a heads up. There might be a big bully on the loose and it's tormenting our entire solar system. Hi there, Ian here for D News, and I'm here to talk about a solar mystery that astronomers have failed to explain until now. For a long time, astronomers have known that the Sun is tilted. It's not by much, but the tilt is there, and its spin axis appears to be over 6 degrees off vertical. So what the heck could have caused that? Well, nobody really knows for sure, hence the mystery. But there's some evidence that it may have nothing to do with the Sun at all. Instead, there might be an object out there roughly 10 times the mass of Earth, bullying our entire solar system. Back in January, renowned dwarf planet hunters from Caltech caused a huge stir when they announced that they discovered a group of small objects in the outer solar system acting rather strange. They all seem to be traveling in the same direction. It's extremely unlikely that they're doing this by chance. Instead, it must be a massive planet located 20 times further away from the Sun than Neptune, gravitationally tugging at them, of course. Astronomers call this massive mystery world Planet 9. And in new research accepted for publication in the Astrophysical Journal, they've made a link between our apparently tilted sun and the mystery of Planet 9. To understand what's going on, we have to go back in time when the solar system was just being formed. There was an infant sun and it was surrounded by a disk of gas and dust called a protoplanetary disk. It was like a vinyl record, pretty much flat, and inside of it our solar system's planets formed. They ended up in fairly flat racetrack-like orbits. But if one of those planets underwent some kind of disturbance, like a collision with another planet, then that planet's orbit could have been dramatically tilted away from the orbital plane that the other planets occupy. Then, over the course of the evolution of the solar system, this massive world would have added a wobble over billions of years to the entire system, causing all the other planets' orbits to tilt as they compensated for this imbalance. As Planet 9 is thought to be a pretty big object, and we already think it can influence the orbits of smaller objects in the outer solar system, this unaccounted for mystery world could be causing all the wonkiness of the entire solar system. It just so happens that Planet 9's predicted orbit is thought to be tilted a whopping 30 degrees away from the orbital plane, which according to computer simulations would exactly account for the observed tilt in the rest of the solar system. So guess what? It's not that our sun is tilted at all, it's actually Earth and the rest of the planets that are tilted, making the sun look like it's wonky from our perspective. So now we have all this indirect evidence of Planet 9. Isn't it about time we zoom in and take a picture already? Sadly, according to the researchers, the search area is so big and Planet 9 is so far away that it's going to take at least 3 years to get a direct observation of this strange new world. Do you think Planet 9 is the last big planet in the outer solar system to be discovered? Or do you think there's more out there? Let us know on the Discovery News Facebook page, or you can find me on Twitter @AstroEngine.